Alrighty, we are live. We are here playing RuneScape 3. I never thought that this is what we would be doing, but this is what we're doing, and that's fine. As long as this update is good. So the update that I'm talking about is the mining and smithing update. Yes, that same mining and smithing update that they've been saying that we're gonna do for like 3 years, it feels like. It finally released! They did it! Something has been released! It showed up! So, anyway, with this update, we've got a slew of new content. So they have streamlined the mining process to where nodes do not degrade. You don't have to fight nodes with people. It's a shared experience, and it's actually quite fun. And, you know, they've just kind of slowed it down a little bit. But the XP rates are very good. And you get a bonus if you click. And if you get a bonus if you pay attention. We'll get to that point. But what they did do was that they moved Runite from level 90 all the way down to level 50. So Runite is now level 50. Then they created some new ores. So you have, at level 60, you have Orcolite, or however that's pronounced. Level 70, you have Necrite. And then at level 80, you have Banite, or Banite, however you prefer to pronounce that. Anyway, so alongside those, obviously you have to have something to smelt it with. Now, normally it would have been coal. Coal was what was used for pretty much everything, but alongside those, they came out with new ones. So with the Necrite, you have to use Phasmatite to turn it into bars, which is so nice. I like that. It's very, you know, that way you're just not constantly mining coal, and, you know, it's such a low-level thing that you're really not going to get that much out of it. So for the Orcosite, whatever this is, you have to use Dracolith to turn it into bars. And then they also did the same thing with Runite. So Runite ores, you have to use what does this use? It uses something else like Luminite. Yeah, Luminite. It uses Luminite. Again, really cool, really smooth. The XP rates are decent. Or almost perfect. I'm not gonna say perfect because nothing is ever gonna be perfect with this game, but whatever. So with smithing, they changed how smithing worked. So you have all of those same things and all of that. But it's more like categories. I'm not sure how to really describe it. But so here with the Necronym, which is the Necronite bars, you go to your smelting furnace, right? And then they added a basically a bank, so you can hold all your ores here at the smelting furnace and your bars at the smelting furnace, which really adds it gets rid of the clutter. There really doesn't need to be that clutter in your bank for this stuff. Great on them. Good thought. Good thinking on that. I love it. So then you create your bars and then you store them, you know, here. And your ores here as well. Cool deal. Then you come over to the Heat Forge with the anvil. And since I already have this unfinished smelting item, it won't let me show the menu. So let's go ahead and finish this, and we can go over how the actual smithing part works. So as you can see, we have these 2 bars here. This top blue bar is the progress of how far or almost done this item is. The second bar here is how hot the item is. The hotter it is, the easier it is to shape, so the more progress you get and the more experience you get. So as this gets down real low, you're going to move real slow and all of that. Now, an item is worth the amount of XP it's worth. It's not like you're going to get dinged experience. It's really just going to ding you time-wise. So it's going to take more time if you don't heat the bar up constantly. So that's where the punishment comes in for not keeping the bar hot. So like as you can see here, the experience went down, but so did the progress. So this plate body that I'm making is always going to be worth whatever it is. It's just how fast am I going to get that experience? And obviously you want to get it as quickly as possible to be the most efficient. But you don't have to. You can AFK this all day long if you wanted to. Not a big deal. You can, you know, do all of that stuff. So, again, smithing, I think, the only issue I have with smithing, and we'll get into it maybe deeper, is the experience rates aren't that great. At least personally. I think they need to buff it. Pretty much everybody on the internet has said that they needed to buff it. So they probably should somewhat buff it. But I think it'll be fine if they don't for a little bit. I mean, maybe they did it on purpose. I have no idea. But we shall see how the XP rates change and what sort of changes they make in the coming days, weeks, months, years, whatever. Okay, so as you can see, I made a Necronym plate body, which is one of the new plate bodies. Oh, by the way, the top is Elder Rune. That is the top bar now. And then there's Bane. Okay, so so the way that items work, you have your base armor set. Then you can make a +1. Then you make a +2 using the +1. Then you make a +3, making the +2, and a +4 is the max. Now, when you put this on, it makes it so it cannot trade. It will then last a certain amount of time. So, right now, I'm making this +4, but I don't know if I want to keep it or not, because, you know, it's worth 2.6 mil right now. So that's something. Maybe I don't, you know, maybe I don't want to get rid of it. Maybe I want to keep it. But another thing is they also have new pickaxes. Pickaxes are the same way. You have your base and then you have your +4, which, you know, you want for the fastest speeds. Then another thing they introduced is the ore boxes. Ore boxes can hold up to 120, maybe even more, depending on certain achievements and levels. To make an ore box, you have to have the previous level ore box plus 2 bars of the new one. And this can only hold, like, if I go start doing Bane, I can't put Bane bars in the Necronym ore box. It just doesn't work like that. So you have to, you know, make some Bane bars, make the, you know, Bane box, and then, you know, all of that jazz. So why don't we, since we've, you know, we're kind of talking about smithing, let's go on an adventure to get some Bane ore so we can check out the mining. So I'm not sure where the Bane ore is. The good thing is that I can come in right here, go down here to the T80 stuff, hit Bane ore, and then, okay, so it says right here, members can now mine Baneite ore, okay, northeast of Relucca or in the Jatsu mines if I have these requirements done, in the Glacier Cavern if I have this done, in Brimhaven Dungeon if I have Heroes Welcome done, which I don't think I have any of those done, at least I don't think. Hold on here, my My monitor here for my Facebook comments dropped out for some reason. Anyway, so I guess what I can do is check on if I have Heroes Welcome done. I don't think I do. I haven't really done that many quests. Nope. Okay. So we're gonna do Releka. Okay. So then let's see, do I have Ridgeville, yes, okay. That will work. All right, let's put these away. Put these away. Let's get out the +1 set. I'll wear this while I'm mining. No, I don't want that. That way you can have a nice look at the +1 set. The +4 set looks different, but you get the idea. It's got this nice, you know, it almost looks like adamant armor, but it's got this nice skull here. I'm liking the axe and the shield. This is a really cool design, personally, in my opinion. Okay, so let's go ahead and head over to Releka. Honestly, I have no idea. Boop beep. Boop 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 boop. Bop 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 bop. Okay. Whoop, back it us up. I don't. Well, this is where I thought it was. Oh, is it here? It says mithril ore. They went real far north. Okay. Well, now I kind of regret wearing this heavy armor, but it'll be alright. Wait, why is my setup like this? Combat, no. 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 Okay, now I'm really mad because I had this set up. In a way. And now... here we go, here we go. Thank God, okay. I was like, I know I had this set up in old school mode. Okay. I was like, oh, I gotta be able to climb this ladder.
Zombies, exploding heads, creepy crawlies, and a date with a porno.
Bay Knight!
It's classic.
Alright, so see how it says that this is I'm getting a reduced rates. That is because I don't have the Bay Knight pickaxe. Even though I have a +4 of the other, that doesn't mean jack diddly to Bay Knight. Now, it's obviously better than if I had just the base pickaxe. But still not great. So, what we need to do is get an inventory of this Bay Knight, and really, if we can, since we have this portable deposit box here, if we can get 2 inventory slots, I would be very happy. 2 inventory slots. Jeez. 2 full inventories of Bay Knight before we left, because then I think then that will give me enough to make the bars, which I need to look up. Bay Knight.
But that's not the fun part. Fun part's what happens next.
Here we go. Okay. Bay Knight ore, blah blah blah. Okay, the ore can be enchanted with Toon Bane ore. Lunar spell, which attunes it to a certain type of creature. This is outlined in the table below. Why would I want to do that? After that, it can be smelted into Bane bar corresponding to its attunement using any furnace, which requires blah blah. This then smithing on anvils on, and then finally fletched into arrows. That doesn't seem right. smelt Bainite or to make Bane bars? But what do I smelt with it? Let me ask. Okay, so that's actually pretty nice. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio to make Bainite ore. That's not bad. Although it is pretty crappy being all the way out here mining this. Although it's not that big of a chore to come out here, to be honest. Necromite is actually a bigger pain in the ass. Because you have to go to the desert, which you have, well, okay, I have to go to the desert. So the most inconvenient places is basically where I have to mine all my stuff. So you have to go to the desert, which that's a pain. And then you have to go to Port Phantomus Faspis blah. And then yeah. And mine some stuff there. But this, you could just sit here all day, you know. Get a bunch of inventories, and then there you go. This is so entertaining. We're mining some more. Bum 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 bum. We're doing this now, yeah. Bum bum bum. We're mining ore. That's what we're doing. This is so entertaining 'cause it doesn't change. Everything just stays the same 'cause it's how it works. down. Walk it down, bound it down, down. If it keeps on reminding me that I have reduced rates, I'm going to be angry. I know I have reduced rates. I don't really care. We're power mining now. This one's got gold dust. And bonus! 5 times damage. We got gold! We have gold again! Okay. Critical! Critical! Maximum Carnage. Well, I guess we can talk about CES and some of the announcements that I saw today. I didn't see very many, but I did see some. Razer announced finally their own monitor, a 144 hertz monitor, which I just picked up one of those myself, an Asus monitor. Of course, the Razer one is probably going to be very expensive and has blah, 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 blah. But this Asus one works perfectly fine for me. 1080p, 144 hertz. That's all I really need. I don't like 4K gaming. I have a 4K TV that I use my PlayStation Pro on sometimes, but really doesn't matter to me. High refresh rate to me is more important. So yes, so there, Razer finally getting into the monitor game. Nvidia announced the 2060 RTX 2060, which, holy shit. Did they need to not announce that? $349. This RTX stuff, like, I don't get it. I'm not excited about it. Like, when the 10 series came out, the 1080, 1070, 1060, 1080 Ti maybe. I don't know what the launch lineup was. I was like super duper excited. Because I was like, oh, okay, I have the 970. You're telling me that if I get the 1070, I'll have more power than the previous Titan? Yeah, sign me up, you know. And the performance has been great. Like, I can do, you know, whatever, you know, especially with 1080p. But then RTX, like, if you don't have RTX enabled, it's only slightly better than the previous generation. And if you do have it enabled, it cuts the frame rates in half. And only like a select few games have it. And really, only Battlefield 5 has it right now, which who's going to buy that dumpster fire and play it? Like, wow. You know, not good. So really your only option is to, like, if you have the highest 1070, really your only option in RTX is 2080 Ti. That's it. Which is stupid expensive. It's not worth it for what you're getting. And the 2060 is such a waste, especially if the rumors of the 1160 are true, which would be the same as the RTX 2060 but without the RTX stuff. Which, why wouldn't you do that? I mean, like, who gives a crap about the RTX stuff at this point? I think it's just technology that they latched onto a little bit too early. But, you know, we'll see how it goes in the future. I think that eventually it may be successful, but as of right now, nah, not at all. Oh, I almost forgot about this. From CES, Elgato launched their new, two new things that I saw. Well, three that, but really two for streamers. They launched a new Thunderbolt 3 dock. It's like $300. I don't get it, but whatever. Then they launched a new app that lets you sync your Elgato streaming software with your phone, and if you want to switch to your phone on the fly, you can, and it looks really cool. You can also stream games that way really easily and stuff, and still keep your overlays and all that. But it's only out for iOS right now, which is kind of a bummer. And the free version, you can only do it for like 15 minutes or something like that. And then there's like I don't think it's a monthly fee. I think it's like $10 or something like that. You get the pro version and everything's unlimited. If it's a subscription, no. I'm tired of these bull crap subscription services for streamers. It's stupid. I hate it. They're nickel and diming people like me, the small people that really, think that, oh, if I get this, if I do this or I do that, it's really going to get us popular when when we all know in the reality it's not. And so they're going to get like a whole bunch of money from people like me. And I'm tired of it. Another thing that they released was lights, LED flat panel, really nice looking lights that are also controlled by software for the green screen that they sell. Which I've thought about getting the green screen for what it is. The price isn't bad, but these lights for a single one is $199. $199 for a freaking LED light box. Get out of here. Get out of here. That is so ridiculous. I'm getting decent lighting from above me. I have some LED like small lamp things, like small, like this big, okay, and there's like 4 of them. 2 of them aren't even facing away, and 2 of them are going right up against the green screen. Then I have 2 of these lamps with LEDs in them pointed towards the wall, because if I point them towards me, it's gonna be too much light. But if I reflect it off of my wall, then it works. And these lamps are like, it's a $6 bulb and a, $5 or $10 lamp from Walmart. That's all you need, people. You don't need $200 lighting. You're not a professional. You're not a photographer. It's not going to make, having those lights are not going to make people come and watch your channel. They're not even going to know that you have them. Okay? So you might as well just spend less money on a couple clip lights and call it a day, because you're going to get the same effect. You can see me. I look fine. Who cares if it's, a little bit off? You're here for my, for my personality and all of that. That's really all that matters. The equipment that you have really doesn't, and it's taken me, a long time to kind of realize that. But, please, for the love of God, if you're new into streaming, realize it. Okay, so we have 2 full inventories, so we'll go back to... We don't have to go to Falador, but I keep on going to Falador. Yeah, so if you're going to spend money, if you're new to streaming, the 2 places that you should spend money, well, I guess 3, but, I'm assuming that if we're going to assume that you already are a gamer and have a stream-ready PC, we're not gonna, include that, because really you can stream off of anything that you want, as long as you dial the settings in correctly, and you're not playing. Certain games call for certain setups and all that. But the two places that you want to spend the most of your money on, if you're starting out, is your camera, which you can get a Logitech C920 for like $50, I believe, nowadays, if you look in the right spots, which that's perfect. You don't need really much more than that. The second thing that you want is microphone. Now, this is an Audio-Technica 2020, AT2020 XLR, going into a Behringer XLR to, USB soundboard sort of thing. This together is less than, let me see here. Okay, so they kind of changed the prices, but the AT2020 by itself is $100, and then the mixer, which you can get a cheaper one than the one that I got. I got a couple channeled one. Did I get the 802? That doesn't look right. No, I got the 502, so $60. So, but you can just get a basic one and call it a day, and you'll come in around the same as a Yeti, and then get this. Okay, this is a Rode arm, and the reason I got it was because I did have the Razer microphone. It was just too heavy for the cheap, newer brand thing. But honestly, if you have the AT2020, it'd be perfect. A cheap boom arm. So yeah, I mean the two places that you really need, you really want to focus on, and that's if again, assuming that you're going to have video of yourself. If you're not, spend it on the mic. Don't worry about anything else. Yeah, because people just need to be able to hear you. So yeah, I just don't understand this, like, $200 lights. I don't get it. Like, now, granted, watching the video, I'm like, wow, yeah, I really like these lights. I really want these lights. These are cool. And then you're like, you see the price. And it, like, just kind of makes you mad a little bit, you know? Like, it's not cool. It's kind of dumb. It don't need to cost that much. But, people will buy them, and, I would really only use them if I were sponsored by Elgato, which, Elgato, if you're out there, I don't have that many followers, but I'll take free stuff. Although I did get from them, from one of their things, when they came out with the HD60S, they gave away HD60S's Day Zero editions to a certain amount of people. Too many wires. Okay. Yeah, so when they launched the HD60S, hopefully you can see that, they did a Day Zero edition. Hopefully you can read that. And they had a contest. You'd submitted your channel and they would pick, 500 obviously, to give out these Elgatos. And before this, I just had the original Elgato, and really wasn't going to replace it because I didn't see a point. But I entered the contest and won the HD60S, and really all you had to do is just, attempt at having a channel, and that's what I did, and I'm really grateful for it because this thing works great. I like these things, especially when doing PS4 and all that other jazz. So yeah, I mean, pretty cool. I don't know why I brought that up, but I did. Okay, so we need to make a Bane box. So there we go. Chocolate metal ready, and let's hammer this baby home. Okay. Working that metal. Should have an ore box here soon. Boom. Bane ore box. Alright, so now we need to make a base pickaxe. Yeah, we should have enough. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, shoot. We need to heal up. Alright, we got Bane Pickaxe, so let's do a Bane Pickaxe +1. Oop, we gotta heal up some more. There we go. Alright. Bong, bong. Alright, so let's get down to... I'm gonna turn this music off. Let's get serious. Alright. The mining and smithing update for RuneScape 3, I think it did it. It's a success overall. It's probably one of the best updates that they have ever done. And unfortunately, it took too long, maybe. It may be too late for this update. I wish that they would have thought of this update when EOC came out. And I mentioned that in my previous video, but, you know, what are you going to do? But it's here now. And I think it fixes a major problem with the game, which is that mining and smithing really weren't that efficient in allowing you to create armor to then do bossing and all of that. So this now allows you to use the mining and smithing skill. It also has built into it to where if you use the armor, you can't trade it anymore and it degrades. So the prices will equal out. And so as stuff comes into the market, stuff will go out of the market and be destroyed. And that is nice to have that in there. Because so many times, you know, armor just keeps on getting introduced and introduced and introduced. And, you know, but it never leaves the game unless someone dies or, you know, in a weird way or whatever. So now that it degrades, which, you know, the degrading thing kind of is annoying, but if I can collect as much ore or, you know, whatever that I need beforehand and, you know, decide, okay, I'm going to sell this much and then, you know, keep this much for myself. And, you know, you can make all of these easy decisions and, you know, it's just a great idea and it really makes mining and smithing worth it again. And, you know, but then allows people that have been gone for a while, like me. Like, I don't play RuneScape 3 that often. I play OSRS because I understand its combat system. I understand its armor. I understand its mechanics. But when I go into RS3, I want to do bosses. I want to do all this stuff because I see all the great stuff that they have. And, you know, they have all these power-ups and all that. And I have the levels for it, you know. But I could, you know, you have to get the armor to then do it, but it's just like, okay, well, which bosses do I start with to get the armor? And, like, you know, you're not sure, and, you know, it's just very confusing, but now there's this straight path, it makes sense, you know, so, but hopefully, I think that the bosses then drop things that augment or whatever, so I'm not sure how exactly that works, because, you know, whatever they did drop, perhaps this update kind of negates it a little bit, but I'm not sure, because there has to be that balance. But I think it'd be nice if, the bosses drop a material that you can augment the armor that you already have using smithing, and then you can augment again with invention, or, however, again, I'm not sure how it all works, but I really do think that they executed this update very, very well. And like I said, if this update didn't go over as well as it did, it could have spelled the final nail in the coffin for Jagex, for RuneScape 3. Because, I mean, when you've been working on an update for this long and saying it's coming and saying it's coming and saying it's coming, and, you've had to rework it, and you had to do this, you had to do that, this came up, that came up, I don't know, beep, 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 boop, bah. And then you see OSRS with such a small team with it coming out with all these great updates, Zulrah, Raids 1, Raids 2, the Kabos Lowlands. Now they're getting Pifidus as well, or whatever you pronounce it. It really makes you think, like, what is the main team at Jagex doing? Like, are they drunk all the time, or like, whatever. But with this, you finally see some competence. You finally, it kind of renews the faith in that team. And it makes me want to come back, and makes me want to, perhaps level again and all of that. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how they follow this up. I wish it wasn't as much microtransaction-y as it is, but, they gotta do it, I guess. I don't know. I really don't think that they do, but they have their reasons. But at least OSRS doesn't have the microtransactions, and if I need to deal with them in this game to shield OSRS from the microtransactions, so be it. I will accept that. But yeah, I think overall the update works. So I'm very proud. I'm very happy. Congratulations on a good update, guys. You did it. I got excited from the beta, and I'm glad you didn't let me down. And, let's hope that you can keep up this quality of updates with everything else, and maybe apply the philosophy that you did to this update to everything else that you release. But we'll but we'll see. We'll see if we get jam flexed. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, go check out my other video on the mining and smithing update. Check out my tutorial review for RuneScape 3. There was supposed to be a part 2 to that where I take a look at the OSRS one, but that got corrupted, so I don't know what'll happen with that. I'm still haven't decided. I might just do a rant about it, but you kind of get that rant in part 1 anyway, so it really doesn't matter too much. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to me, Lestrade Games on YouTube, Lestrade Games on Twitch, Lestrade Games on Facebook, Lestrade Games on Twitter. And I'll see you in the next stream or the next video, depending on what you're watching. See ya.